This is the Weekend Inspirational Notations report for the upcoming Friday evening through Sunday night. We will be consulting tarot messages and rune wisdom to get a glimpse into what we might experience from the vibe of the tribe, what's to be expected, what's to be rejected, the arising and surprising, and finally, the love boat. As always, we will be using Hope's Heart Tarot cards and Odin's runes to look deep into the weekend ahead. Are you ready? Let's shuffle. Let's ask what we need to know for our Weekend Inspirational Notations or WIN report for the weekend of Friday, August 2nd, Saturday, August 3rd, and Sunday, August 4th. What do we need to know? What is our Hope's Heart Tarot cards going to tell us about the vibe of the tribe? What's to be expected? What's to be rejected? The arising and surprising, and the love boat. And let's ask Hope's or Odin's runes. Let's cut, excuse me. How could I forget? We're going to cut once and lay the cards down just as they are. Knock to seal the deal. Let's ask Odin runes the same question for this upcoming weekend of Friday, July 2nd, Friday, August 2nd, Saturday, August 3rd, and Sunday, August 4th. August 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. What do we need to know about the vibe of the tribe? What's to be expected? What's to be rejected? The arising and surprising, and the love boat. We're going to cut once, lay them down as they are, and knock to seal the deal. So the first card we're going to pull is Hope's Heart Tarot for the vibe of the tribe. And what is it? It's justice. I believe that the last weekend ended on justice. And now the vibe of the tribe is justice, but it's justice in a good way. Remember, we had all that extra creative spice of life energy last weekend, and now we have justice. Feeling energized, feeling vindicated, like we don't have to be perfect, but we can be excellent. We're not expecting perfection from anyone. We are expecting excellence and compassion and goodness and good intentions. That's what the Justice card is about. And so the whole vibe of the tribe feels that way. And what matches it with the runes? Well, Yera, reversed. Yera is about the inevitable thaw of spring, when the ice finally thaws. Reversed, it's about the change of season. And yeah, it's August 2nd. We're not changing seasons just yet. In fact, we're only halfway through summer. But it's a change of seasons with our thoughts. It's a change of seasons with our actions. Maybe last weekend was good for us, and now we are ready to change the season, maybe to be lighter and happier, maybe to be more adventurous, less restricted. That'd be great, wouldn't it? What's the expected? What is to be expected is the King of Coins. Here he shows up. He's a little bit in over his heads, however. The King of Coins is the executive. When he gets in out of his head, he's outside his comfort zone, stretching himself a little too far. It says he has a lot of ambition, some of it not great, but some of it great. In over his head. Well, yes, if we are in a change of season and if we realize the justice from our past actions, we may tend to try harder. What's that saying about racing cars? If everything's under control, you're not driving fast enough. I kind of agree with that. What's the rune that goes with it? Now this, or not this, or now this, turned a little bit to not this. What that means is it's possible in the expected that the executive within you, the one who thinks he or she is running such a tight, not a ship, and is managing, because it's coins, resources and money so well, now gets in over his or her head or your head a little too much. And there's the not this feeling. Well, if we never go through difficulties, how are we ever strengthened, right? You don't go to the gym and pick a lower weight than last time. Don't take a class 3 doors down from what you just did. No, we're expanding, being growth oriented. It makes us feel in over our heads. It makes us feel uncomfortable. Not this. Well, that's how we get strong. And that's how we get smart. Right? And it all comes sometimes from going too far, or adding the spice of life, or accepting a change of season. And that's good. So although we're in over our heads and we're thinking not this, what's to be rejected? What are we just going to say we're going to reject? A barren legacy. Yeah, exactly. Look, we may lose a battle but win the war, right? I mean, we learn more from the things that don't go quite perfectly than we do from the things that do, right? We reject the fact that there's a barren legacy. This is the 10 of coins, by the way. The 10, the completion of coins money, which is inheritance. And there's Mount Rushmore in the back, inheritance, and a family under a rainbow. And they are celebrating all that they are and all that they can accomplish. And when we become too much of a spendthrift, we end up with a barren legacy. We're rejecting that. Now, we might go too far, we might be in over our heads, but it's to leave a great legacy. It's to really handle what all our ancestors left for us, not to just sit here comfy, cozy, and safe. No, we have to try things. We have to go out on a limb. And the other thing we're going to reject is being misguided. Woon Ho is about a huge win. Whoops. Yeah, a rewarding win, right? And if we become misguided, we end up with a painful loss. We reject the misguided. Because we choose to expand ourselves and try harder, that doesn't mean that we're misguided or leaving a barren legacy. We have to give ourselves grace and ease if we're in the growth mode. There's going to be mistakes, there's going to be misadventures in all the adventures. What's the arising and surprising? I have a feeling this is going to be great. I have a feeling this is really going to help us out. Right, the 9 of Wands, being a seasoned warrior. Come on, the seasoned warrior is going to get in over his head. The seasoned warrior is going to try things he's never tried before. And he's going to like it. Seasoned warrior. And that's the arising and surprising. It's going to come up and boom, surprise us. And the other thing that's going to come from that is Uru's turned. Courage. And here's the big card of the whole thing. Last weekend and this weekend, this is the big thing. Uru straight up is about freedom. With too much submission, we end up in slavery. Maybe before last weekend and all the shenanigans that were supposed to go with that read about being a little immature and maybe going a little too far, maybe it's to help us break free from slavery, because this time the card was turned 3/4 of the way around to courage. Why do we have courage? So we can again establish freedom. Look at the empowerment of these 2 cards. A powerful warrior saying, yeah, I'm in over my head. I'm not built for the kiddie pool. Come on. You know why? Because I'm building my courage so I'm never enslaved, or if I ever find myself there, I can get myself out of it. I was born to be free. The second letter of the Norwegian alphabet is U. Notice we turned it upside down. Why, I'm not sure, but whatever. It means freedom. That is, this here, the Ulrich, is the animal that refused to be captivated, which refused to be domesticated. A little like the bison, when the haunches are so much higher than the rear end, or excuse me, the shoulders are so much higher than the haunches, the animal can charge. Now, how are you going to do anything with that? There has to be part of you that refuses to submit too. You have to be free agent. The arising and surprising is the inner warrior and the inner buffalo that says, no, I'm free and in over my head. And it's kind of fun. So how does that leave the love boat? This is going to be wild. Yep. It leaves us to personal freedom, right, of the hanged man who's upside down. So he hangs upside down, the hanged man, and with some self-reflection, the hanged man finds personal freedom. Are you noticing a trend here? Freedom. In the love boat, people are feeling freedom. The hanged man is always about where are you hanging yourself? What limits have you placed on yourself so that you cannot find your full freedom? Where have you been a traitor to yourself? And in the love boat, we're saying to each other, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not afraid of this anymore. Or that was a BS story that I had bought into. I'm free. And where does that lead? That lead us with the runes to the highest level of the feminine intuition possible. Feminine intuition told the Vikings to get into that scary ship and cross that crazy ocean. It's intuition. All of this, stepping outside of a comfort zone, maybe being a little naughty, adding some spice to our life has caused us to break the shackles, find personal freedom, and gain intuition. Summer weekends don't get any better than that. This has been Joan Kristin Haugan, reporting from J&J Optical in downtown Sturgis, South Dakota. It has sure been a pleasure talking to you about your upcoming weekend report. If you like this video, please feel free to share it and comment as you see fit. And certainly I invite you to like my page. If you'd like your own deck of Odin's runes or Hope's Heart Tarot or any of our other wonderful products, just visit prairiemagic.com. Have a great weekend and don't play it too safe.